Good morning, everyone. I am Mrs. Rushali Chaudhary, lecturer in the Praveen Patil Polytechnic, Bhinder. Today, we are going to start with the Applied Science Chemistry subject code 22202. We are going to start with the second chapter, Metallurgy. What is the metallurgy? It is a process of extraction of metal from the ore. It's called as metallurgy, where we are using the metals. We are using metals for the different applications. What are that? We require metals for making machineries, as metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. Metals are required to make utensils. Metals are required to make utensils, machines, automobile, wiring, electricity connections, PCB, all things are required the metals. But these metals are not available in a nature as it is. They are available in a nature in form of their ores, in form of their oxides, their stable form. So we are going to convert these metals into the pure form, and that is a more effective form of metal which is having the physical properties like a hardness, tensile strength, malleability, ductility, welding. These properties are available in a pure metal. So in this chapter we are going to convert impure metal, ore of metal, into the pure metal. Metallurgy is a process of extracting metal through the various process from their respective ores into pure metal by different physical and chemical activity. These are the different metals available in nature, from gold, silver, aluminium, copper, as well as the stainless steel, that is a alloy of metal. Some basic terms involved in the metallurgy. First is a mineral. What is the mineral? Any substance which is occur in a nature and which contains metal in their chemical formula. It's called as a mineral. A substance which contains a metal, it's called as mineral. Ore. It is a mineral in which good amount of or higher amount of metal is present. So we can extract it economically or at a low cost by a simple way. Mineral means any soil, any liquid which contains the metal in that. That is called as minerals. But what is the ore? A mineral from which extraction will take place economically. When it will be economical, it should be a large percentage of metal is there. Third one is a gangue or matrix. So when it is a ore, it is a composed of metal oxide plus impurity. So it is an impure substance from which metals and their components are obtained. It is an unwanted part that is called as matrix. Flux. It is a substance which is added in the ore during the process of the smelting or the reduction for removing impurities. Like a limestone is used as a flux in the blast furnace in which calcium oxide is produced, which ultimately provide calcium silicate. So flux is a substance which is added in the ore to remove the impurities. Slag. It is a substance which is obtained during the process of extraction by chemical combination of flux and gangue, which is a light, infusible and waste material. So what is the slag? Unwanted impurity is removed after the extraction. Gangue, that is a earthy impurities present in a ore. When it is going to treated with a flux, it is going to convert into the solid mass that is called as slag. Which the slag is lighter than the metal. So it is a float on the surface of a molten metal and easily remove out, skimmed off. The nature of the flux is depends upon the nature of the impurity to be removed. If it is a basic impurities are there, we are going to add acidic flux. If it is a acidic impurities, we are going to add the basic flux. See, examples are given here. Calcium oxide is the flux added when silica acidic impurities are present. So reaction is calcium oxide react with the impurity to form a calcium silicate, that is the slag, unwanted impurities. But if the iron oxide, that is the basic impurities are present, we are adding silica as an acidic flux. It is going to convert into ferrous silicate, that is the slag. There are two types of metallurgy. There are two types of extraction process. One is called as ferrous metallurgy, in which iron metal or the iron alloys are extracted from the ores. Another one is non-ferrous metallurgy, in which other than iron metals are extracted like copper, aluminium, gold, silver. These are called as non-ferrous metallurgy. Extraction of these metals are called as non-ferrous metallurgy. These are the elements and ores with their chemical formula. If we want to extract sodium metal, ores are sodium chloride, that is a namak, common salt. Formula is NaCl. Sodium nitrate, NaNO3. Sodium sulfate, NaSO4. Then H2O. If we want calcium, ore is calcium carbonate. Aluminium is extracted from bauxite. Formula is Al2O3 2H2O. Cryolite, Na3Al F6. These are the ores from which we are extracting metals economically. Financially, it is a feasible one. Copper, that is obtained from cuprite, azurite, malachite and chalcocite. Lead, ore is galena. Zinc, ore is zinc blade. Mercury, ore is cinnabar. While the iron is extracted from hematite, magnetite, iron pyrite, chalcopyrite. Today's in this chapter we are going to learn extraction of iron from the ores. We are going to learn metallurgy of iron as well as metallurgy of copper. These are the two important metals in respect of the engineering field. Most of the machines are made up of iron or their alloy. It is easily available, cheap cost and hard, having a good conductivity property. What is the metallurgy? Basically, we are extracting pure metal from the ore, impure form. In that, different stages are followed. The first stage is crushing and grinding ore. It is available in form of big stones. So we have to first crush them, convert into the fine powder after the grinding. And this powder is undergoes concentration process. What is the concentration process? The process of removal of impurities. The process of removal of impurities from the ore is called as concentration. Concentration is done by physically as well as the chemically. In a physical process, that is a gravity separation method, magnetic separation, froth flotation and leaching. In a chemical process, roasting and calcination are involved. After removal of impurity, we get a metal oxide and we have to convert metal oxide into the metal. So we are reducing or removing oxygen from the ore. That is called as a reduction. Reduction can be taken by the carbon, that is called as smelting. It is also reduced by using electrolysis. It can be reduced by the carbon monoxide. It is also reduced by the aluminothermic process or the heat alone. These are the different processes in which oxygen is removed. Reduction of metal oxide is take place and it is going to convert into the metal. After that, whatever the metal obtained, that contains small amount of impurity. So, but when we use metals for the engineering field, we have to remove these impurities to improve their conductivity as well as their property. That process is called as refining. The process of removing impurities from the metal is called as refining. It is achieved by distillation, liquefaction, oxidation as well as the electrorefining. After that we will get a pure metal. We are not always using pure metal as it is. We are going to convert into the alloy. In the next lesson, we will learn what is the metallurgy of iron, their application, their process and alloy making. Thank you so much for your attention. If you have any doubt, you can mail me on prprushali.fy@gmail.com. Thank you so much for your attention.